next game that I want to talk about, continue to take shots towards is, and also give some major props for this result, is Virginia, the Cavaliers taking down the Tar Heels of North Carolina at North Carolina. We've talked about road teams and the struggles that they've been on. Not the case at North Carolina on Saturday night. You've got a huge win for the Virginia program. Tony Elliott, all these players, major props. 31-27 win over North Carolina. Look, when Dan, and I know I've said it as well, when we talked about Mac Brown losing a game that he definitely shouldn't lose, ding. I mean, what more can you ask? This is Virginia's second win of the year, and North Carolina was in the middle of a cakewalk towards the playoff. I mean, now don't even let's not even look at the path to the playoff for North Carolina yet, because it's going to be an uphill battle after such a terrible loss. When Virginia's only win came in the game prior to this one, uh, before their bye week against William and Mary, only by 2 touchdowns over William and Mary, by the way. But again, major shout out to Tony Elliott. I don't know, again, just going to keep saying it, due to the travel schedule, due to us coming back from Tuscaloosa on Saturday, if this was more Virginia winning the game, North Carolina losing it or giving it away. I know that there were some turnovers from both teams, and this one came down to the wire with North Carolina driving with a chance to win this game and not doing it. But major shout out to Tony Elliott and these players, especially Mike Collins. I mean, talk about a guy who has been through it all, things that none of us should ever go through. Certainly, college football players in general, with the tragic events that took place for the Virginia program just last year at the very end of it. This man, 66 yards, 4 touchdowns on the day. Major props, Mike Collins. Super happy for you. You can see the emotions this guy's going through every Saturday that I've seen them play, and I'm just thrilled for his team, for him himself, for the result that they got. I'm happy for Tony Muskett. We saw Tennessee knock him out in week 1. We know he's a tough guy. Bounces back in this game, 20 for 30, 208 yards, touchdown, and a pick. They have their receiver Malik Washington go off for 12 catches, 115 yards, and the other touchdown that Mike Collins didn't have on the day. And on the North Carolina side, it's not looking like, as a guy that wasn't able to watch this game, that's just reacting to it, it's not looking like this is the result that should have happened. You got Drake May, only 50% on the day, 24 for 48, 347 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. I mean, you'll be hard pressed to find quarterbacks that don't throw a pick here and there. You have your stud back that we have raved about on this podcast, Omarion Hampton, 19 carries, 112 yards. Very solid work from him. Six yards per carry. You've got Devontae Walker, who I'm happy for, going off for 11 and 146 and a touchdown. What happened? I mean, if this isn't Tennessee falling out of the playoff race to South Carolina on steroids, I don't know what it is. I mean, the path for North Carolina was so simple. I mean, seriously, their toughest game to this point, hosting Miami the week after Miami gives the game away to Georgia Tech, which I've talked about multiple times. Beating South Carolina in week 1. South Carolina is certainly not all that. Appalachian State gave them the scare that they give everyone. That we've talked about. No one needs to say don't schedule them anymore. So I just don't even know where to look at when your quarterback only throws 1 interception. That's your only turnover on the day. You win the turnover battle. You win the total yards battle. You do everything but maybe give Omarion Hampton 5 or 10 more carries. I mean, that's the only thing on paper right now that I can really criticize. Only 4 of 13 on third down. That's obviously not ideal, especially when Virginia goes 8 of 18 and then 2 of 3 on fourth down. That's certainly not ideal. This looks like some of the things that we've talked about defensively. And again, Mac Brown giving one away that just should never happen. this is a speechless result right here. Other than just the minor recap that I'm giving for this game, I can't comprehend without watching it how this result takes place. 4-point loss at home to Virginia.
Pandemonium reigns.
Just got a nice, somewhat easy path that you have even out of the ACC to the playoffs. I mean, at least they can still read some of these things. They'll obviously need some help because they were ranked.
Pandemonium reigns.
They've obviously taken a hit coming out of a result like this.